I've had people in this industry treat me different just because they have more followers than me. It feels really shitty, I'm not gonna lie. If it's not too personal, what caused your PTSD and when did you need to go to therapy? Honestly, my PTSD has come from... Hello, my babies. Welcome back to another video, folks. In this video today, we have a mental health Q&A. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. I think it's been, damn, I don't even know the last time I did one, but it's been a minute. So I think it is about time we do another one because you guys know I highly value talking about mental health on this channel. I think it's important that we talk about it. It should be normalized. It should be destigmatized. I'm about to spit some bars. Should I start spitting some bars? And I just want to say real quick, if you guys didn't know, if you would ever like to participate in these Q&As, before I make these videos, I make a post on my community tab and tell you guys, ask me what you want. And I also usually do one on Instagram. So make sure you guys have your post notifications turned on so you can see my community posts, and also make sure you follow me on Instagram. My name on there is just @MamaSwole. First question we have is from Loaf Nugget. Do you advise getting a fluffy white animal to help cope with life, stress, or any mental struggles? Yes, as you guys know, I personally have a fluffy white animal. Her name is Suki Dog, and she's the best thing in my life. I'm not kidding. I actually got her for the purpose of helping with my mental health. She's my certified emotional support animal. She really helps me a lot. I can't tell you guys how many times I've had panic attacks and she's comforted me. It's kind of crazy. I've never trained her to be able to help me with my panic attacks. She just like knows. If you can get a pet, I highly suggest it, but make sure you can actually afford it and make sure it's something that you can handle long term, because a pet is like part of your family, you know? You can't just like get one and then not take care of it and then just leave it. Like, pets are family. Alex Robbie asks, if your tank was empty and you were starting from zero, say during/after depression, which exercise/activity would you use to shake yourself out of it minus the pull-up? Probably the deadlift. I love deadlifts. Deadlifts are my favorite exercise of all time. Have you experienced burnout? If so, how do you handle it? Asks SS Deji. Yeah, I actually recently just experienced burnout. As you guys know from my video that was called I Can Explain, that's why I stopped uploading it as consistently on this website, and bro, that shit is rough. I don't even know how I handle it, honestly. I always handle it differently, but what I've realized recently is that sometimes, as much as I hate to admit it because I'm such a workaholic, but sometimes it's best to just take a break, man. Take it easy, enjoy life, enjoy the moment, stop worrying about what you have to do next, and after that, take it step by step, and just enjoy life, baby, because life is a gift, you know? Nilo6927, Nugget, congrats on becoming a RAWGEAR athlete. Thank you. How does it feel? It feels unreal. Speaking of which, this top I'm wearing right now is from RAWGEAR. It's really cute, huh? Pretty cute. So you can use code MamaSwole to get 10% off of this top and all other items on their website. Gotta plug it real fast since it's being asked in the questionnaire. But honestly, it feels so amazing. I feel really blessed and really lucky, and all I can tell you guys is that if you want something, go after it. No matter how scared you are, no matter how many times you get told no, keep going, because each no is one step closer to a yes. Roku Valentine asks, what do I recommend if you feel a lack of wanting to be awake and continue your day? What do I do or recommend? Well, I've definitely had that before. Honestly though, this is a really tough one because I'm not a certified psychologist or anything, you know? I just like talking about my personal experiences and like what I've learned in my therapy sessions, because I go to therapy weekly. But actually, I guess that is something that I would recommend for this, is if you can seek out therapy, because therapists would be able to tell you better about what to do than I would. Because for this question, I feel like I don't really know what to say, and I don't ever want to give like bad advice. I just send you a lot of love. I'm sorry I don't have a better answer. Justin Gibson asks, how do you turn the gym from something that mentally feels like a burden to just another normal day? Maybe this is different for everybody, but for me, it was once I started seeing progress, it just becomes an addiction. And also the gym really helps me with my mental health. But I think the biggest game changer for me was when I started listening to EDM more at the gym, because whenever I listen to dubstep and rhythm and house music, it releases these chemicals in my brain and it just feels so good. When I'm benching to some rhythm, I never feel better than that. So maybe try to find some music that you really like, because that's for me why it doesn't feel like a burden. It feels like a blessing. And it is a blessing if you really think about it. There's so many people out there that aren't even able to go to the gym. So like, we're really blessed. What do you do on those days when you don't feel confident or powerful, when things feel out of control? Just fake it, bro. Fake it till you make it. Brandon J, since when did you get so swole? How do you cope with being such a swole mama? It's a hard life, man. No, I'm just kidding. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Ronnie Hernandez, when do you realize the gym becomes a form of overcompensating for anxiety? That's a tough one to answer. Actually, I think the answer is like, let's say you're at the gym for 3+ hours every day. That's a bit much. You really don't need to be in the gym for more than like 1 to 2 hours max. So if you're there for like longer than that, I would say that's probably not good. That's probably too much because there's a balance with everything, you know? So even the gym, you have to even have a balance with the gym. Key Commander, Mama Swole, who's your fave fitness YouTuber? I have a lot. Probably Will Tennyson. How do you stay grounded now that you're a TikTok superstar? Oh, I wouldn't call myself that, but thank you. But actually, I would like to talk about that for a second because I do feel like there are a lot of people that get clout and they act so much better than everybody, and that really irritates me. Just because you have clout doesn't mean you're better than anybody ever. I've had people in this industry treat me different just because they have more followers than me. It feels really I'm not gonna lie. I've literally had people ask me when I tell them like, oh yeah, I'm a YouTuber, they'll ask me how many subscribers I have, and I'm like, why does that matter? But that's just the name of the game, baby. Like, that's just how this industry is, honestly. So I just try to roll with it and not let it get me down. I just believe that we're all equal. Because we are. LM Air asks, low self-esteem leading to not believing you are worthy of being loved. Do you have any advice? I end up pushing away all potential partners. It's actually probably good that you push away potential partners. I know that sounds probably insane, but listen, stay with me. If you have low self-esteem to begin with, like if you're not happy with yourself and don't love yourself, you should not, 100% not be trying to love somebody else, because you have to love yourself first. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't love yourself first, you can't love anybody else. And honestly, if you don't love yourself enough and you get into a relationship, you're probably gonna be relying very heavily on the other person to give you love that you're not giving yourself. And that can be super stressful for both people in the relationships. I've been on both sides and it's not healthy. Get your self-esteem up to a point where you're happy with it before you're with anybody else. I think the best way to do that is positive self-talk, as cheesy as it sounds, and as far-fetched as it may sound sometimes, it really does work. Trust me, I used to hate myself, and these are all the things I did. Positive self-talk, obviously working out because it helps boost your confidence. My last one, I'd probably say take yourself on dates. Treat yourself like a gem, because you, LM Air, you are a gem, okay? You deserve to love yourself. Everybody out there watching right now, you deserve to love yourself, okay? So do it. Love yourself, goddammit. Boken Boomer, I don't know if I said that right. If it's not too personal, what caused your PTSD and when did you need to go to therapy? Okay. All right. I'm not going to explain this in perfect detail because it's very difficult to talk about. Honestly, my PTSD has come from a couple of different things, but there's definitely one very big event that happened that caused the worst of it. It's weird because it actually happened like 6 years ago now. It was when I was in college, and I'm not going to say exactly what it was, but let's just say it was a public situation that is unfortunately very common, and it made me feel like I was not safe anywhere ever again, and it was very fucking scary. Like, it was probably, I get like, this is how I get when I talk about it. I get shaky even talking about it because it was so, like, I'm not kidding. It felt like lightning was running through me. That is how scary it was. I don't wish it on anybody, like not my worst enemy, nobody, because it was terrifying. And as you can see, it's very difficult to talk about. That's why I'm not going to go into too much detail. But so basically, it stayed with me because it's really weird. I feel like it didn't kick in until a couple years later because it didn't really affect me until a couple years later. It was weird because I feel like I was fine for a few years after it happened. But then randomly, like a couple years later, I just started getting really, really bad anxiety. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to leave my house. Every single time I'd go out in public, I just wanted to leave. Like if I was at the gym, I was like, I want to leave. I feel like something bad is going to happen. If I was at the store, I would be scared to go to the grocery store. Like it feels like a chest, it feels like there's a weight on my chest right now, just even talking about it. It's really difficult to talk about, but I had to go to therapy whenever it got to the point where not only was I scared to leave my house, then I started to feel like I wasn't even safe in my house. Like no matter where I was, I felt like something bad was going to happen. Literally 24/7. I was like, something's going to happen. Like always on edge. It was like literally miserable. Like it's no way to live life, you know? You can't live life like that. And so that's why I started to go to therapy whenever it started to feel very persistent, like just nowhere felt like a safe zone for me. So went to therapy. We did a lot of healing techniques, I suppose you could say. I had to process it, which was a bitch. Like, processing trauma is so hard. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my entire life, because when you process it, you have to close your eyes, visualize it happening all over again, describe it in discrete detail out loud, and basically relive it. So it's really fucking difficult, but it's worth it, because even though it's super difficult, it does heal you and helps you cope with it better. And yeah, so anybody out there that has ever gone through any of that, you are a strong fucking person, because it takes a strong ass person to be able to do that. So, but yeah, like, without going into too much detail, that's basically what happened. I hate that it ever happened, but it made me stronger in the end. I'm definitely a much stronger person because of it. So, and I give my deepest love to anybody that's ever dealt with PTSD, because it's so unexplainable to deal with. If you've ever dealt with it, like, seriously, my heart goes out to you. If you're dealing with it right now, my heart goes out to you. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about PTSD. A lot of people think that you can only get it from, like, being in a war or something, which it can come from that, but it can come from a lot of different things. So it's not only like people that have been in the army. It's like almost anybody could have it, really. So if you've ever had it, dealt with it, I send you all my love. Just understand that you can heal from it. I know it's a bitch to deal with, but you really can come so far, because I still to this day struggle with it sometimes, but I just keep telling myself I'm safe, I'm in the present, I'm okay. Deep breathing, all that jazz, it really helps. So if you're going through it right now, or ever been through it, just know, like, you can make a lot of progress. A lot of progress. And that's why I'm such a big advocate of therapy. Like, if anybody ever tells you, like, oh, you don't need therapy, like, oh, therapy is only for this person or these kind of people, fuck that shit, bro. Everybody can benefit from therapy. If it weren't for therapy, I really don't know if I'd be alive right now. Like, I'm not kidding. I really don't know if I'd be here right now if it was not for therapy. Therapy saved my life. So don't let anybody tell you shit about going to therapy. Like, if you go, first of all, that's fucking brave. And second of all, if you go, it can make such a huge life-changing impact on you. So highly recommend it to everybody. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't be ashamed to talk about anything that you go through, like, especially my men out there. I know that society tries to tell you hold everything in. No, let that shit out. Talk about how you're feeling. I encourage y'all today to just, like, be a good person. Like, ask somebody, like, yo, what's on your mind? Like, let's talk about something. Just listen to people, be there for each other, like, support each other, because I know I'm not the only one that's gone through something like this, and I know I'm not the only one out there that deals with mental health issues. So just, like, let's just be there for each other, bro, and be less judgmental. Give people a chance to just, like, let it out. Give people the time of day, really, because we got to be there for each other, man. We become better as a human race when we stand together and support one another. So yeah, now you guys know a little bit more about me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to join the Swole Squad, comment below something kind, anything, just like a kind sentence or like a kind paragraph, just for people to read, because I want people to scroll through the comment section of this video and just be like, this feels good, Comment basically a hug, but in words, if that makes sense. If you would like to support me on Patreon for just $2 a month, link in the description. Shout out to all my patrons. I love you guys so much. If you would like to support me on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, link is also in the description. I also have merch, and I have workout programs on MamaSwole.com. And if you would like to support me, the best way out of every single way I just said is using code MamaSwole on RAWGEAR.com. If you use my code, I will love you for a freaking eternity. For an eternity, that's a long time, right? I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good ass day.
How to get my weight up, yeah. Weight in the cake up, yeah. Turn up in the gym, know I'm calling Mama Swole. Bad little shawty, and you know I'm on a roll.
Press like an empress. No one to impress, bitch. Find me on the guest list. got that Louis V necklace. Subscribe to the Mama Swole channel. Even if your name is Randall. Got it lit like a candle. Catch me swerving in the Lambo.